Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, let's get to know the event that we are here to witness for the next 3 days a bit better. Techkriti is the annual intercollegiate festival which shows technology and entrepreneurial skills of students all over India. The inaugural edition was held way back in 1995. Etymologically, the word Techkriti is composed of two words, Tech from the English language and Kriti, a Sanskrit word meaning creation. Hence, the word Techkriti signifies creation or innovation in technology. It represents the enthusiasm for technology and entrepreneurship that students all over the country possess and wish to showcase. Without wasting any more time, I would now like to invite Director of IIT Kanpur, Professor Indraneel Manna, the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor A.R. Harish, the Chief Guest, Mr. Kiran Kumar, and Professor Henry Schaefer to light the lamp. Innovation in manufacturing practices, more commonly known as IMP, is a national level competition held to provide bright minds a platform to display their talent in design and manufacturing. It involves designing an effective and innovative hardware model and giving it a final working prototype. The competition is a chance not only to display one's talent, but a huge prize of INR 5 lakhs is also at stake. The inaugural ceremony for the event is scheduled tomorrow at 9 a.m. with our director, Professor Indraneel Manna, and Padma Shri awardee, Mr. Vijay Prasad Dimri, as chief guests. We hope to see you all there. I also feel proud to announce that this year, the 5th edition of the Inter-IIT Tech Meet is being hosted by IIT Kanpur along with Techkriti on 25th and 26th March. Inter-IIT Tech Meet, as the name suggests, is the annual technological competition organized by the Indian Institutes of Technology, and it qualifies as the only technical event in which all the IITs participate. It gives a platform to display not just technical skills, but also promotes entrepreneurial and social initiatives. I now request Professor Indraneel Manna on stage to deliver the welcome address.
Chief Guest Dr. Kiran Kumar, Guest of Honor, Professor Schaefer, Professor Harish, Dean Student Affairs, dignitaries and invitees to Techkriti 2017, my own faculty colleagues from this institute, dear participants from within the institute and particularly for those who are coming from different institutes across the country, members of the press and friends. This is indeed a very, very happy occasion, a respite from our regular activities, academic activities. It is an annual event for the benefit of my young friends and also the dignitaries who have come from US and different countries. Let me share with you that Techkriti is one of the three major national events that the Student Gymkhana IIT Kanpur organizes every year to celebrate and showcase the excellence in 3 different extra academic directions. Techkriti is directed towards technology. They celebrate a similar event towards sporting activities, and one more on cultural activities. All these are managed entirely by the students. The institute officials, particularly the dean and few others, are there only to guide them. Even the entire finance for these activities are entirely raised by the students themselves. So we indeed are very proud of that, and we believe that this is one of those essential activities which make them better citizens for tomorrow. In a tertiary institution like ours, where we deal with either teaching or research, which means either we try to disseminate knowledge or create knowledge through research, the main reason why we exist are the students. An event like Techkriti provides a platform for the students to not only compete, but most importantly, learn from each other. And learning through interaction is always much more effective than following the textbooks. You just heard that Techkriti 2017 is actually assuming a much bigger and a unique proportion, which wasn't the case earlier, because of the fact that we are combining innovations in manufacturing practices, which is a function sponsored primarily by the Indian National Academy of Engineering, and also Inter-IIT Tech Meet for the first time. The Inter-IIT Sports Meet is something which is very well known to the community. Inter-IIT Technology Meet, now onwards, will also be given equal importance. The reason is very simple. We are technology institutions. As a technology university or technological institution, we certainly would like to promote anything that would create more awareness, more interest, and more competence for technology development. And what is technology development? Or for that matter, what is technology that we all are so keen on? There's one man on the stage who certainly knows much more than many of us here what it takes to develop a technology and deliver. Obviously, I'm referring to Dr. Kiran Kumar, because Indian Satellite Research Organization has not only made country proud, but has put the country in a position in the global map, which certainly is an invaluable one. When you pursue science, you address the fundamental question, know why, irrespective of whether you're going to make use of this knowledge right tomorrow. When you pursue engineering, you actually borrow your inspiration from nature or certain needs felt in the society and try to make use of the fundamental knowledge of know why and translate that and utilize to know how to overcome certain hurdles or how to find a viable solution. But technology is still a mile ahead, or maybe more. Many of these solutions, which can be deployed as field trials or models, not necessarily get translated as commercially viable products. So this is why I always remind my friends in the classroom or elsewhere that there is a difference between technique and technology. Technology, if science is know why and engineering is know how, then in my simple jargon, technology is know what sells in the market. So this translation of know why to know how and eventually to know what is a journey which is not easily defined or easily predicted through a simple linear relationship. As engineers, we certainly would like to develop more and more viable technology. And in order to promote such activity and inspire you towards that, we would like to encourage you to participate in an event like Techkriti. We are indeed grateful that many important personalities from science and technology, they have visited us, addressed us in this occasion. Like today we have the ISRO chairman and some other very, very distinguished scientists. The whole event is directed towards creating more of interest amongst you to eventually pursue very big challenges and then come up victorious after you have really proven that certain innovations indeed work. This is also an opportunity for me to share with the audience that this very institute also has a very onerous task of doing a national coordination for an initiative which is in a way unique nature. About a year and a half ago, Government of India launched a scheme called Impacting Research, Innovation and Technology, in brief called Imprint. Imprint is actually the Indian version of Grand Challenges, created and promoted by United States. While Grand Challenges refer to 14 specific questions, Imprint actually addresses all possible engineering challenges faced by the country, divided into 10 technology domains, and tries to pursue them through what is simply known as crowdsourcing. In a simple calculation, one can show that the country possibly is facing about 1 million challenges in terms of various engineering directions. But we also have 1 billion people to take care of them. So in order to pursue and find solution for the challenges faced by the nation, we fervently desire that many of you, the young ones, would eventually take active role in developing technology for the country. So if Know Why provides occasionally some very disruptive new knowledge in the form of a discovery, and if Know How provides certain clues in terms of, again, some disruptive inventions, then ultimately it requires many of us to get together to translate some of these knowledges into workable innovations that would provide cheaper energy, potable water, easy transportation, safer habitat, and most importantly, make this world a place for better living. On behalf of the Institute, on behalf of the students' Gymkhana, on behalf of Indian National Academy of Engineering, and on behalf of the IIT fraternity, it's my sacred duty to welcome you all to Techkriti 2017, and also wish you a very, very fruitful stay here, and certainly I hope that you'll all take home very enjoyable memory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Manna. Mr. A.S. Kiran Kumar, Director, Space Application Center, Ahmedabad, assumed the office of Chairman ISRO on January 14, 2015. He is a highly accomplished space scientist and engineer with a distinguished career spanning over 4 decades in ISRO in the satellite payload and applications domains. Mr. Kiran Kumar was instrumental in evolving the successful strategy for steering the Mars orbiter spacecraft towards planet Mars as well as the Mars orbit insertion. Mr. Kiran Kumar began his career in ISRO by joining the Space Applications Center in 1975. Later, he became the Associate Director and in March 2012 took over as the Director of SAC. At SAC, Mr. Kiran Kumar has been steering the design, development, and realization of payloads and application activities of Earth observation, communication, navigation, space science, and planetary exploration. Mr. Kiran Kumar is a recipient of many national and international laurels, including the Padma Shri in 2014, International Academy of Aeronautics laurels for Team Achievement Award for Cartosat in 2008 and for Chandrayaan-1 in 2013, and many more. He oversaw the recent launch of PSLV C-37, sending 104 satellites into space, which garnered huge appreciation for ISRO and the Indian space program. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. I would request the dignitaries to please step down from the stage so that we all may enjoy Mr. Kiran Kumar's speech.
Good evening to all of you. Professor Indraneel Manna, Director IIT, Dr. Henry Schaffer, Harish, and all of you who have gathered here from various parts of the country to take part in this Techkriti, as explained, a very interesting program where technology and innovation is going to play a significant part in the various activities and provides a platform for you to compete with your peers and showcase your capability even as you are learning during the course of these few days. So let me take this opportunity to thank IIT and the Techkriti team for inviting me to be here and to share with you few of our activities, what we are doing at ISRO. So as you have seen in the recent past, on the 15th of February, when we had this launch of PSLV C-37, a polar satellite launch vehicle, which has been indigenously designed and developed. In its 38th consecutively successful mission, it was able to put 104 satellites into space. Now this in itself, is it a big event? Is it an event that you need to be looking at? As far as ISRO is concerned, what it was trying to do in this mission was, we had a satellite called Cartosat 2 series, which is capable of providing some sub-meter resolution imagery and also multispectral and video camera, which it carries, weighing about 720 kilograms. The launch vehicle had almost double that capacity. So we were looking at how to maximize the returns for us by providing opportunities for other satellite makers to go along with us. So in this context, today as you are seeing the world over, satellite making with respect to the functionalities, same functionality is being achieved with smaller and smaller miniaturized satellites. So there is a company which is looking at building a 200 satellite constellation in space, which would enable it to capture the entire globe at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, every day, day after day. What such an information can do, you can imagine. It can provide input for a huge amount of solutions for very many different activities. Now this company was looking for an opportunity to launch. So we had the capacity. So one thing added to the other, and gradually we started with maybe we'll accommodate some 60 to 70 small satellites, finally ended up with 103 other satellites which went into this. This was possible because while we had the excess capacity, we also had the innovative approach of trying to accommodate this in a quick, timely manner. Because typically in a launch vehicle, the whole program gets fixed very early, and months, maybe more than 6 months, it takes for the finalization. But we were ready to make changes even in the last few weeks. So as a result of that, we ended up with a launch vehicle carrying 104 satellites, and the kind of interest it evoked, not only within the country, but over the entire globe, can be seen from the fact that the video which was actually put on the web on the 15th night was downloaded by more than 3 lakh people across the globe from different parts of the world. Why I'm mentioning this is, see, while you have a capability, you also need to make sure that that capability you are able to put to some practical use, and you should be able to do it in a time frame which is very competitive. Only then your ability, your skills, and your knowledge can get converted into a fruitful end result. All of you are today trying to build a new capability by acquiring new skills and new knowledge. And in India, if you look at, we have huge amount of difficulties which the citizens are facing, which the governments are facing in ensuring that you provide an effective governance, and people to improve their standard of living have to go through tremendous difficulties. ISRO as an organization, from the time it started in the late 60s, has been continuously looking at making use of space as a technology, as a new technology tool, how to harness this and provide solutions to various problems we are facing. So in this, when it started with providing communication, the broadcasting capability to the entire country, starting from the initial days when only the 4 metro cities had the privilege of looking at broadcasting, ISRO borrowed a satellite from America, moved over India for 1 year, and at a time when nobody else in the world had done such an experiment, conducted a socio-technological experiment and demonstrated to the government that this is a very effective technology which quickly can enable the government to disseminate information to the entire citizens, and that's how the first activity started. And similarly, in terms of meteorology, the purpose of looking from space, the cloud images, looking at how cyclones get formed, and cyclone tracking and prediction. Today, with the kind of technology that is available, ISRO is able to provide the National Disaster Relief Agency at least 48 to 96 hours in advance and save lives of tens of thousands of citizens, because the NDRF or the Disaster Relief Agency is able to evacuate them in time and prevent loss of life. In the earlier decades, it used to be a super cyclone would have caused death of more than 15,000 to 20,000 people. Similarly, if you look at today, the fishermen are being provided information about where to go for fishing. This alone saves to the country between 15,000 to 20,000 crores a year in terms of the fuel that is spent. And based on the space technology, we have been able to provide innovative solutions to specific problems, whether it is telemedicine, teleeducation, or even navigation, where we have come up with a navigation scheme, IRNSS, which is only a 7-satellite constellation compared to global what others are using between 24 to 32. Of course, the limitation is this NAVIC provides solution only for India and surrounding India. But then the objective of ISRO has been to address specific problems the country is facing. And so in this way, all along ISRO, what it has done is, whatever technology it has had access, make use of it. Where it is not accessible, do indigenous development. Today we have an industry which can support the entire launch vehicle, satellite building, and make it happen within the country. We are working towards improving our capability of putting satellites into orbit at higher and higher masses and then at lower and lower costs. And this is a continuous process because the disruptive technologies which are coming in, at what time it will impact and make your work irrelevant is a thing which cannot be forecast. So today, when you are looking at what is accessible to you, and with what is accessible to you, how to find solutions to the problems which you are facing, that is what the events like this Techkriti itself is going to give you an excellent opportunity of showcasing your ability, competing with each other, and finding solutions to problems which is of relevance. And if ISRO has shown to the country and also to the younger generation that in spite of whatever difficulties that exist in the country, in spite of whatever limitations that you may have in resources, you can do things, is demonstrated by two more examples which I want to give. One is on the Chandrayaan mission. Probably all of you are quite aware that a large number of missions have gone to moon. The in situ objects have been picked up from moon, but still it is Chandrayaan-1 which gets the credit for discovering the process of water molecule formation and presence of water on the moon. That means it is never too late for you to make impact. If you keep working, you can definitely achieve great things. Similarly, in the Mars mission, you would have seen that more than 50 attempts had been done, only 40% of them successful. But still, when we did our Mars mission using the launch vehicle what we had, our PSLV launch vehicle, and with a limited satellite mass and fuel which you can carry, you are attempting an event which had not been done up to that point of time by anybody in their maiden attempt. So on the 5th of November 2013, when we launched Mars satellite into the orbit, the target was on 24th of September 2014, this satellite should be at a specific location in space within a cube of 50 kilometers after traveling 65 crore kilometers. And anything that happens in between could disturb its position, and if you are not within that particular cube, your mission is a failure. So what was demonstrated is it is possible to do planetary mission at a very different approach and at a very low cost, and by doing that, ISRO was also able to bring in the country a feeling of that we can do things in this country in spite of whatever limitations that may be there. So this idea of making use of the knowledge you have, making use of the skills you have, and taking advantage of whatever things are accessible to you, from that you can set targets which are high, you can set targets which you want and achieve them. And this is the message I want to give you. I want to tell each one of you that today you are at a very unique point in Indian history. India today has a demographic dividend, what we call as the number of youths who are available. And India is also trying to make sure that in various spheres, whether it is making accessible the financial resources or other capabilities, the country and the government is willing to take that step forward. But what we need is the youth to capture this opportunity, take this opportunity and put in their heart and soul, work for the problems of the country, and work for not only individual success and glory, but as a team, work as a team and address specific problems that the country faces and bring our country to the forefront in all spheres of life. And if today many of the countrymen want to go to Western countries or US and America or Europe, why is it happening? It is because the environment in that country, environment in that place is congenial for living, for prospering, showcasing your skills and capabilities. But if India has to become one such place, who has to work for them? Definitely not the people from outside India. It's only we Indians who have to work and make this country a place livable not only for our own countrymen, but also if we want to make it a place where others should aspire to come here and work, it is the task that you have in hand. Many of the earlier centuries and the way the exploitation of many of the things, as the population increases, naturally the resource demand increases, and these resources, many of them non-renewable, once used, they'll not be available. So you have to make sure that you provide solutions like what was being talked about, safe drinking water, providing energy for everybody for doing their work, and also improving the standard of living in this country. If all of that has to happen, it is the challenge that you are facing, and it is a challenge I am sure each one of you will take it up, because if you recall that not many in our country have opportunities like what you have to learn, to understand, to study in various elite or even well-known organizations and institutions. So this, while it gives you skill and capability to progress as an individual, but it also puts on you a responsibility that you need to work not only as an individual but as a team and provide solutions to the problems that we are facing in this country. Let me take this opportunity to greet each one of you, greet and inaugurate this program, and remind you that you are at the threshold of a great opportunity. Let me congratulate each one of you and also wish a great future for you and remind you of your responsibility that we want a great India tomorrow. It's your responsibility. Thank you.
I now request Professor Manna to convey our gratitude to Mr. Kiran Kumar by presenting him with a memento. Yes, sir. I would now like to request the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor A.R. Harish, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening. On behalf of the Institute and the organizing team, it is my pleasure to thank our chief guest, Dr. Kiran Kumar, for delivering a very inspiring, motivational talk. And I would also like to thank him for presenting here on this nice occasion and inaugurating this event, Techkriti 2017. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to thank our director, deputy director, all the deans and their offices for the support, guidance and encouragement. Thank you, sir. Organizing an event of this nature, it is not easy. It requires enormous effort, teamwork and dedication. I would like to thank the Festival Organizing Committee, Festival Advisory Committee, and also the entire student team and the student Gymkhana for their cooperation, for their support, and for the dedication. Behind the scenes, several entities operate. To put a show of this nature, it's important that everybody, every entities of the institute come together. I would like to take names of few of the entities. I might miss a few, I'm sorry for that. Security section has played a very important role. Institute Works Department, Hall Officers and Workers, Estate Office, Lecture Hall Complex and the staff, Visitor Hostel, Health Center. Well, the list is growing. It's going to go on like this for some more time. And many other entities which I have not named, I can keep naming a few more, but they have worked a lot. They have helped us, supported us. Thank you, everybody. I would also like to thank the student community and the faculty members, and most importantly, the vibrant community of our campus, which always supports us and cooperates with us. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Thank you for coming here and joining us. Thank you for joining us in this inaugural event. And I hope let this Techkriti be an enjoyable event. And as our chief guest said, let's come out with something which is useful to the society. Let's hope Techkriti aims towards innovating, achieving something which so far it has not happened. Wish you all the best. Have a pleasant stay. If you need anything, the whole team is here to help you, support you. Wish you a pleasant stay. Thank you.
Mr. Vilas Nayak is a self-taught speed artist who rose to fame as the finalist of India's Got Talent Season 3. He is currently one of the most popular speed artists with his performances on Asia's Got Talent on AXN and Got Talent World Stage Live, catching the attention of all of the world's art lovers. He has performed in the United Nations General Assembly, Asia's Got Talent, Asian Achievers Awards in London, NBA halftime show for legend Tim Duncan, and many more. Please welcome Mr. Vilas Nayak as he showcases his talent today.
ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.